Launching!
People tend to think it's all about the flying. But honestly, most of the day is just this. Walking uphill, carrying everything you need, wing, harness, helmet, food, water, any of the climbing gear you need for the route ahead. You earn the launch. This is hike and fly. It's one thing that's a little bit different about how I fly. I come from a climbing background first. FKTs, long peak link-ups, big mountain days. So when I look at a mountain, I don't really see a launch site. I see an experience. If I can hike it, if I can climb it, then maybe I can fly it. Each climb is a whole experience in itself. Climbing over glaciers and snow, scrambling up rock, traversing ridgelines, hiking to sunset, hiking through the darkness, and climbing to the rising sun. Climbing with a wing, it changes things. Regardless of your kit, it adds weight. So pacing matters. And layers, they matter too. You've got to have the layers for the climb, and the layers for the weight on the top as you set up the wing and look for the right conditions to launch. When you're in the middle of the climb, you're moving uphill, sweating, trying to make good time to catch your launch window. You're stopping and checking wind, checking terrain, adjusting gear. One of the tricks is managing moisture while you're still moving, because the second you stop, that heat, that sweat turns cold pretty fast. Don't tell anybody else, but the climb is actually one of the parts I like the most. It slows everything down. You're paying attention to the terrain, watching the wind and the clouds, thinking about timing. It's less about adrenaline, more about the movement. More about the freedom, more about the experience. Once you're up high on the mountain, you're thinking about where the air is going to work, wind direction, thermals, where the safe launch might be. So even while you're climbing, you are already thinking about the flight. Arriving at the summit, this moment right here. It's one I try to never let escape me. Relish in the beauty that my legs brought me up here. What a beautiful experience. But also, this is where moisture management matters. You've been climbing for hours, your body's hot, but the air up here isn't. If your layers hold on to too much moisture, you're going to feel it immediately and be cold before you even start flying. With hike and fly, the summit really isn't the end of the climb, though it never is. It's more like a transition zone. You slow down, eat a little, let your body cool off, and start setting up the wing.
Finetrack Global was kind enough to cover some of my travel and send me some layers to test out, their elemental layer and base layer system. These are meant to go underneath your mid layers and shells. What's cool about the elemental layer, which they call Layer 1 or L1, is it's a very thin short sleeve layer that's water repellent and perforated.
All right, at the Saboba 800 launch with the Finetrack Global layering system. This is their elements L1 and L2. Working pretty well. staying dry, staying ventilated. Let's go fly.
Sweat moves through the fabric holes of the L1 toward the layer 2 over it, the merino wool that is, and this basically keeps the damp fabric off your skin. For example, after hiking up to my takeoff points, I go hard, so I'm usually a bit sweaty, and once airborne, I can feel the wind chills from my damp clothes. This was reduced with the L1 and L2 combo, so it was honestly a nice change in experience. I also learned pretty quickly that these layers are meant to be used together. I made the mistake of wearing just the elemental layer on a hot desert hike down in Saboba. By the end of the hike, my bag had worn some holes in the L1 material. That's on me. The layer 1 needs a base layer over it at all times, otherwise it doesn't work and it definitely can damage the shirt.
Flying is actually a really small percentage of the day. Most of the work has already happened. The terrain you chose, the mountain you chose, the climb you took, how you paced yourself through the whole thing, how well you stayed on top of your nutrition and hydration. It all adds up to the whole experience. But that's one thing I really love about doing climb and fly in this way. It changes the feeling of the flight. You carried yourself up here. Your legs brought you up here. You chose this place. No shuttle, no road, just climbing. The air always feels a little different. It adds something to it. You've earned the launch. So yeah, hike and fly, climb and fly, makes it sound like a 50-50 thing. But honestly, it's probably 90% climb. The flight is the reward at the end. For me, the mountain is still the main thing. Being out in nature is still the main experience. Flying is just another way to move through it, a new way to experience it.
Launching!